Welcome back to Chef Platter. Today I'm going to show you on more interesting part of the chef's platter. I'm going to show you on the way to make the samosas and the spring rolls. So what I'm going to start with is dough of the samosas and the spring rolls, so that we can get the sheets of which we are going to fold the samosas and the spring rolls. So I'm going to start with the dough. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start with a little bit of the salt. This is a Manitoba, the one we are using in the Fairview. Just a pinch of the salt so that it cannot be salty, because the stuffing which you are going to roll the samosas with and the spring rolls with, it is going to have a taste. So we are not going to make the dough very, very salty. So I'm going to start now. The only ingredient you need here is the flour, salt, and water. Cold water, not warm water. So I'm going to start with the making of the dough. There's a little bit of water. Just mix it. You make sure you mix it very, very well. You just feel it as you are mixing it. If it is very hard, you add just a little bit of the water. Mix it very, very well. Right now I think my dough is ready. So as you can feel it, is very, very soft. So as I told you in other episodes, I told you one thing you have to do. You have to make sure that your dough is very, very soft, and also it has to relax for around 3 to 4 hours to make it to finish the elasticity in it. So my dough is ready. I also had made another one a couple of hours earlier to make sure it relaxes, so that the essential part of it, to make sure it relaxes very well and finish the elasticity in the dough. So I'm going to do away with this and then take the one I had made a couple of hours earlier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make small balls out of it. Then I'm going to show you what next after that. So you can see at home, most of people buy the samosas when they are ready made, but they don't know how to make them. So in this part, I'm going to show you how to make samosas, and also go much further and show you how to make the spring rolls. It is a very easy task, but also you have to train, and also you have to be keen on the details to be able to make it. So I'm going to start it. This is the dough. You can see it is very, very soft. I'm going to dust it a bit. So when your dough is very soft and it has relaxed, it is very easy to play with. So I'm going to make just a couple of spring rolls and a couple of samosas, just to show you on an easy way to make the samosas and spring rolls. So I'm going to start, get just a small one, then take the sides in. Then this is what you do, just cut the ball, roll it a bit, just put it on the side. It has to be almost the same size. You can see how easy to play with your dough when it is very, very soft and when it has relaxed. So it goes. Just make a few balls. So there's no need to buy the samosas while you can make them at a very short time. You can see my balls are almost the same size. So this show it is going to make your life very, very easy as far as cooking is concerned. Because today we are going to make the samosas of the chicken samosas and chicken spring rolls. As in the other episode, I did show you on the several parts of the chicken together with my butcher. We did show you the supreme of chicken, the chicken thighs, how to debone them and how to grill them. So now, this supreme of chicken, I just chopped it, seasoned it, put a bit of coriander, onions, a bit of vegetables, and then you're going to get a very, very beautiful mixture to stuff the samosas and the spring rolls. But you have to be very, very much careful with the dough, the water, the amount of water you put in it. So you have to be very careful. So usually I measure my water. If I have 1 kg of my flour, I put half liter of water. Then from there, you can add more flour or more water as you see the consistency of your dough. So I'm going to start with this one to show you briefly on how to make the samosas and the spring rolls. So now I'm going to start with these ones so that you can see how easy it is to make these 2 spring rolls and the samosas. So I'm going to roll them a bit using my rolling pin. You want to put it on the side. It is a process, but if you follow the exact details as I'm showing you on this episode of Chef's Platter, you're going to be one of the greatest people to make samosas and spring rolls. So you can see it is very easy to roll my dough when the dough is relaxed. So make sure, and it's very, very important and very essential to make sure your dough is relaxed. It will not give you problems when you are handling it, because it is a very, very simple task. So I think you should be having a pen and a paper to take some notes to make sure you adhere to all the details which I'm giving you. So in Fairview, almost everything we make here, it is homemade in our kitchens, very fresh. So at home, you also have to make each and everything very fresh, and you make it at home. So you can see it is much more interesting, just playing with your dough the way you like it. Now after that, now the next step I'm going to make, I'm going now to put some oil on top, apply some oil on top of each of these rolls. I'm going to use my brush. Just put a little bit of the oil. You put it down, like the other one. Now what I'm going to do, the side which I've not put the oil, I'm going to put it on the top here. Then I'm going to go with my next roll. So the cooking is an art. So now you have in the culinary experience with us here in the Fairview, showing you what we do behind the scenes. This is our daily duties here in Fairview. So now I'm going to cover this one like that, and I can go to the next ones. I do the same. The same way. You have to have the speed and also be efficient. So you have to practice a couple of times so that you can be perfect in each and everything you do. As you know, practice makes perfect. So now after that, I'm going to press my rolls a bit so that I can give a base for my rolling pin. Now what I do, just roll them a bit, be gentle, so that you can get one of the best wrappers to make the spring rolls and the samosas. Just turn it. Make sure you roll it to the size you want. Now that size for me is okay. Now I take the next one. The same process applies. Now as I'm going on with these, I'm going to make sure that my pan is hot, because I have to put them in the pan so that I can separate them. This one is okay also. Now I'm going to put a little bit of oil in my pan. Make sure it is not so dry so that they cannot stick. Make sure your pan is a little bit hot so that it can be easy for you to handle them. I'm making sure that my pan is hot. Let's give it some time. I think my pan is ready. To start with this one. Then you have to control your fire so that you cannot burn them. So you have to keep on turning them. They have to cook so that it can be very easy for you to separate them. See, I keep on turning them. You can see what I'm getting. Very, very nice. Just to be very soft so that it can be easy for you to roll the spring rolls. So there is no need of you buying the spring rolls while you can make them very fast and very simple. You can put the taste you want in the stuffing at home. So we are challenging you people at home to make the spring rolls and the samosas at home. See, very, very soft. You go to the next one. Keep on turning them. You can see you're going to save on so much cost when you make them the spring rolls, the samosas at home. You need to save also time when you make them at home. Now we have made the wrappers, so I'm going to take a short break, and after the break I'm going to show you on how to roll the spring rolls and the samosas and how to plate them. Thank you so much. See you after the break. Welcome back to Chef's Platter. As I have told you earlier, and now I'm going to show you on how to fold the spring rolls. I just did cut the size of my wrappers so that I can have a shape. So I'm going to start. You can see they are very soft so that you can be able to fold them. Now I'm going to take my stuffing, which is chicken, together with a bit of coriander, onions, garlic, light soya sauce. You can season it the way you want, the way you like your taste. It can be spicy, it can be mild, the way you like it. So I also have some bit of flour here with water. This is what I'm going to apply on my wrappers so that it can come together, it can bind together. So I'm going to start with the spring rolls. I'm going to take just a little bit of the stuffing. So just make the little bit of the stuffing so that it cannot give you problems as you are folding it. So now, as you are in that stage, it has to be firm. You have to feel it. Just put your stuffing together on the sides. Then get the sides together and on the other side together. Then roll it. Roll it. Then at this stage, just put a little bit of the flour so that you can bind it. That's how simple it is. You can see it's a very nice spring roll. I'm going to make 3 of them. We go to the next one. So I have told you, make sure it is firm on this side. Then you get the sides together. Put a little bit of the flour. Then you roll it. Now you go to the third one. Make sure it is firm. That's the first stage. Roll it a bit, get the sides. Then roll it, little bit of the flour. And roll it. We have our 3 spring rolls. Then after that, we are going to go to the samosas. What I'll do, because my wrappers are not that big, I'm going to cut them like this, then like this. What you need to do is just fold a pocket so that the samosas, the stuffing can go inside. Just do it like this. The other side. Like this. Get this one. Just form a very nice pocket. Put a little bit of the flour. Then make sure it comes together. Then it forms a pocket where you can stuff it with chicken. Let's put enough chicken. This one we call them, because they are very small, we call them the cocktail samosas. Then you put a little bit of the flour so that you can join the sides and cover it. Sometimes it breaks, but I'm going to make another one. But that's the concept you are getting. So now I'm going to make another pocket. Then make sure the sides bind together. This is how you do it, like this. Then the sides comes together. Then stuff it with your chicken. Not too much, because we are making the cocktail samosas. Cocktail size samosas. Then a little bit of the flour. To make sure it comes together. The second one, we are going to make another two. We make the pocket again. You have to check the size, which can come together. Put a little bit of your flour. You have to make a pocket first, and now put your stuffing. Make sure it has also enough stuffing. Don't put too less. And we fold it. We make the last one. Make another pocket. Then put the two sides together. Then put your stuffing. A little bit of the flour, just on the sides, and put the sides together. Then now we are ready. So now I'm going to fry them. I'm going to check whether my oil is hot. It is very much okay. I'm going to put the spring rolls. I told you your oil has to be medium hot, not too hot. I'm going to put the samosas. Then after the break, I'm going to show you now to plate the samosas. So I'm going to fry them now. They have to be golden brown. You have to keep on checking on them. And also the wrappers has to be crispy. So you can make the spring rolls and the samosas and just keep them in the deep freezer and be just when you have some guests or you want to eat them, you can just remove them from the freezer and fry them directly. So you can make them and sell them. It can be a source of income to you because it's a very simple thing and it is not that costly. And you can just put the stuff in of your choice. They can be either vegetarian, they can be either chicken, they can be beef, fish, name them. Whatever you like is a stuffing in your samosas, either cheeses, the camembert cheese, all the stuff. You can put whatever you want in your samosas or the spring rolls. The stuffing doesn't matter, it is per your choice. So that's a challenge to you people at home to be able to use this episode of the Chef's Platter and make your samosas and spring rolls. And also for the wrappers, you can put the taste you want. So instead of buying the wrappers, you can make them at home and put whatever you need, you want in the wrappers. You can see now, they are almost there. This is amazing. Very, very crispy. That's how the samosas and spring rolls are supposed to be. Very, very crispy and also very tasty. So you have to find a nice sauce to go to bring that marriage between the spring rolls and the sauce. So for the spring rolls, I'm going to serve it with the sweet chili. I explained about the sweet chili, the tomatoes and the vinegar in them, the chili in them, and also the sweetness from the sugar. And also I have a very nice sauce, which we call it the 1000 Island sauce. It's a mayonnaise with tomato ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, and also some of the Tabasco. So what I said, as a chef, you have to be creative. You can make different kinds of sauces to go with the spring rolls and the samosas. Now you can see what we have here. Very, very beautiful. It has not taken us so long to make them. So it is very, very simple. And if you are sensitive to the details, as I've told you as I was starting this episode of the samosas and the spring rolls, you have to be very sensitive to the details, to go step by step. Don't rush, don't skip any step, follow each and every step. And this is what you are going to get. Very, very beautiful and very crispy samosas and very crispy spring rolls. So at home, you make something like this, your guests or your kids, you are going to be very, very happy. So after the break, I'm going to show you how to plate the spring rolls. Thank you so much. See you after the break. welcome back to Chef's Platter. Now, as I told you, I'm going to show you on how to plate them. This is the most important part of it and most fun part of it. So now, I have some purple mizuna. It's just like a rucola. I'm going to dress it with balsamic vinaigrette. And also, I have some carrots, gourgettes. These are cured carrots and cured gourgettes. Cure them with vinegar, salt, and pepper. Then we have some edible flowers, sweet and sour sauce, and the Thousand Island sauce. Then we have our spring rolls and samosas. So now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the plating. I'm going to make a garden of using my purple mizuna. Everything in this plate will be edible. And I'm going to make a nest for the samosas. Then I'm going now to use my carrots and the gourgettes, cured gourgettes, to cut them. And gourgettes. To make a very beautiful garden. The same with the other plates. This one is going to place them like this. Just to be appealing to the guests. Then the next step, I'm going to use green pepper jelly. Going to make some dots. Then on this one, I'm going to make some marks. Then I'm also going to use the red pepper jelly. Then make some marks on this. Make my plates more and more beautiful. Then some edible flowers. Make sure it looks more and more attractive. So I'm going to put a bit of the balsamic vinaigrette in my plates. As you can see, first thing, what you are going to see in that plate is very appealing. So now I'm going to put my spring rolls, the plate for the spring rolls. I'm going to cut the sides. And this one I'm going to place it there. And I'm going to get this one. Then cut it into halves. Then this one stands there. Then also I'm going to the samosas. I'm going to place these ones here. Then this one is going to stand here with a slice of lemon. Now the last thing, the spring rolls, as we had said, it is going to go with the sweet and sour sauce. Just put it there, just on the sides. Make sure it is very, very tasty together with the sauce. That one is done. Now the last thing I'm going to do, it is for the samosas. That's what I'm going to do. Add the sauce for the samosas. Now, bon appetit. You have now very nice starters, the samosas and the spring rolls. You can see the combination, the green pepper jelly, the red pepper jelly, just that sourness. It combines with the sweetness of the sweet and sour to make the sauce is very, very beautiful to go with the spring roll chicken. And also for the samosa, it goes very nice with the Thousand Island. And also when you combine the Thousand Island with the balsamic vinaigrette, which is a bit sour, together with the Thousand Island, the marriage is there, the combination is there, so you get very, very beautiful combination. So we are challenging you people at home. You can do this as long as you follow the steps we have shown you in the whole episode. It is going to help you very much in your culinary experience. So that's it. I'm going to see you in the next episode, as we also prepare more and teach you more on the culinary. So it was nice having you. See you in the next episode. Thank you. I'm Chef Salim. Today, chef's tip is you can make the spring rolls, you can make the samosas, put them in an airtight container, defreeze them. You can even use them for a month in the freezer. So there's no need of making them a la minute. Just make them, put them in an airtight container, put them in the freezer. Then you can be using a bit of each, the spring rolls, the samosas, and cook them when you have the guests. Thank you so much.